Every month, I pick a theme and create a short yoga sequence to go along with that theme that you can practice on your own at home consistently. Each sequence takes about 5 minutes of your time. Of course, you can repeat it to increase your practice length, but if all you have is 5 minutes, do it once and you're good to go. I send out this theme and sequence to all of my email subscribers, so if you want to get on that list, please subscribe below. And today I'm going to walk you through step by step what this looks like and give you some tips on how to use it with a strap. So grab your strap, settle into your mat, and let's get started. Hello and welcome to today's video. My name is Morgan with Morganlee Yoga, and I am a yoga for weight loss teacher. I create videos to help you build a consistent home yoga practice and to help you learn to love your body and lose weight from a place of love and not hate. Let's get started. Today I want to walk through September's monthly sequence, and we are going to be doing it two different ways. We are going to walk through it one way first without any props, and then I'm going to walk you through it again using a strap, because this month's sequence is all about flexibility, and I know that flexibility comes with practice and showing up consistently to your mat. And if you are just getting started, some of these poses may be a little more difficult for you to feel comfortable in, and that's why we're going to use the strap and get you to a point where you can practice these poses safely and to also increase your reach. Because when we aren't flexible, sometimes when I say, here in staff pose, put your legs out long and touch your toes, you can't do that. It can get really, really frustrating. So we're going to use the strap. I'm going to walk you through it step by step so you can do this sequence on your own throughout the month and see those results. First, I will walk through it without a strap. So I'm going to set this aside, go through the whole sequence, and then we'll go through it again with the strap. So we're going to start today on our backs. So please come to a comfortable position on your mat. And you can bring your feet about hip width apart. Go ahead and plant your palms on the mat and reach your right leg up towards the sky. We're going to start with hamstring stretches. So if this is enough, please stay here. Otherwise, go ahead and interlace your fingers either behind your thigh or your calf and start to bring in this leg. Depending on your flexibility, you have the option here to go ahead and straighten through that left leg. All right, so I'm not going to stay in these poses for very long for the sake of the time for this video. I'm just showing you how to do this sequence. But when you are practicing this on your own, please hold each pose for a few breaths, like 5 or 10 breaths if possible, to get maximum flexibility out of it. So from here, we're going to cross our right ankle over towards the left, coming in to our reclined pigeon. You can stay here if your hips are kind of tight. This might be the most comfortable place, or go ahead and lift that left foot, interlace your fingers behind here in reclined pigeon. Again, you can stay here for several breaths. And then we'll release and we'll switch feet. Right foot comes down, left foot comes up. Interlace your fingers behind, find that stretch. You can straighten through your right leg again or leave it up. Go ahead and cross that left leg over and lift up your right foot, finding your version of reclined pigeon here. After a few breaths, release everything back down to the mat. Bring your knees in towards your armpits, grab the outsides of your feet, and come into your happy baby. Now, if this is just too much for you, go ahead and let go of one foot and do one at a time. It's perfectly fine to do that. It's not cheating, I promise. And then from here, we're going to rock and roll up all the way up into our squat. Now, if you can't do what I just did, I don't care. Just get up onto your toes. That's all I want. From here, we'll walk our feet as wide as our mat, sink our heels down low, your hips down low, bring your elbows to the inside of your knees and find your Malasana squat. Sit up tall, stay here. Remember, we can use props. So if you can't come down that far, bring in a block and sit on it. It has multiple levels. So if your hips just don't go down that far, we have options. Use them, please. It'll make your practice so much easier and safer. Okay, from Malasana, we're going to sit back on our bums, straighten out our legs into staff pose. From here, we'll come into a forward fold, reaching for our toes. You can bend your knees here as generously as we need to. Gaze down at your knees. Again, stay here for a few breaths. Then we'll raise all the way up, bring our legs out to a comfortable straddle. Don't need to go excessive here. I'm going to turn to face the camera so you can see me. So we'll be here in a straddle, and then again we'll find our forward fold. Walk your hands out and find a version that works for you. Again, use those blocks, bring them in to rest your hands on or your forearms on. If you are right here, embrace it, because I promise you will get where you need to be with practice. From here, bring your right foot into a figure four. We're going to reach our left hand down towards our ankle and our toes. Right hand comes up and over our head for a side stretch. Gaze up towards the ceiling. Really open up your chest here. And then from here, we're going to come all the way up. Plant your right palm on the earth and into our side plank. So your side plank can be here with your leg propped, or maybe you go ahead and bring it down for a full side plank. Either way, stay here for a couple of breaths. Bring your left hand down into a full plank or a half plank. And then from here, if you are up in full, go ahead and lower your knees, bring them under your hips, and then step your right foot up into your low lunge. From here, we'll raise all the way up, hands towards the sky. Now, if this is great for you, stay here. Otherwise, go ahead and bring your left foot up, grab on to that foot, and find a mermaid variation of this pose. From here, we'll release everything, plant your palms, step your right foot back, come back to a seat. And we'll start with the left side. So bring your left foot into figure four. Reach your right hand down, left arm comes up and over, look up towards the sky, open up your shoulders, come all the way up, find that side plank, your version, couple of breaths here, rotate full plank or half plank, and then lower your knees, walk them under your hips, step that left foot up this time, low lunge here, reach your arms high, sink low, find your version. If it's comfortable and available to you, go ahead, bring that right leg up and find a mermaid variation. You can keep this hand down for grounded. If you need a little more stability, release everything, step your left foot back, and that is the end of the sequence. And from there, you can continue doing it all over again, or just continue on with your own flow, or a few sun salutations. Maybe you do the sun salutations first. Lots of options. So let's quickly go through some variations with our strap. Now I'm not going to walk you through step by step like I just did, but I am going to show you how to use your strap in different poses. So the first pose will be that hamstring stretch. Go ahead and come onto your back. We're going to wrap our strap around the bottom of our foot. Bring that straight up. And then your hands don't have to reach up so high, and you can just gently pull it wherever is comfortable for you. Again, lower that left leg and gently pull. If that's too much for you, you can even bring it behind and pull from here. Great. Do that on both sides. For happy baby, you'll bring it behind both feet, and from here, you'll pull it in. like this. So this is great if you just don't have that flexibility of bringing your knees in towards your armpits far enough to reach your feet. And if your feet need to be up a little higher, here we are. Again, you can do this one foot at a time or both. But we want to have that pulling down motion. For this one, we do not want pulling it back, so don't put it behind your leg for happy baby. It'll be on top, like this. Okay, then let's go ahead and come up into a seat for our staff pose with the forward fold. So we'll sit up tall here. Again, bring the strap around your feet, sit up tall, and then from here, we'll just start to hinge forward, pulling on this strap until we reach our desired or our limit of flexibility. And if that is right here, I want you to smile and embrace it, because that will get easier, I promise. And this strap will help you. If that means coming down a little bit further, great, do that too. So there's a lot of options here. Just use this strap to make it so if you can't touch your toes, you can still reach them out further and find that stretch here. Okay? All right, so the next one we're gonna go through will be our figure 4 stretch. So bring your left leg in, right leg out. And for this one, we're going to strap it around the bottom of our foot again. And this time we're going to be grabbing it with our left hand. So if you have like a little loop, it would be helpful to just go ahead and put that through here just to make it sure it doesn't slip off your foot like that. And then we'll reach our right hand down. You can even place it on top of your thigh or on a block here. And then your left hand's gonna grab this strap and find your stretch like this. So this is great. It can even be here. This is great if you don't have that flexibility of being able to reach towards your toes like that. That's okay. We have the strap now. We're still getting a really, really nice stretch here through our right side body. You can look up, open up through those shoulders from here, and you have all of this length to play with to find your perfect version of the pose. So play around with it, and it'll work great for that. You can do that on both sides. For the straddle, it's not really going to help you get more further out. For that, I really do recommend using the blocks, bringing them in here as support. But it can add challenge. Maybe you want a little extra challenge. So you grab your strap in both hands, bring it up overhead, and then slowly start to bend forward. Now, this is going to require a lot of ab work, but it can be kind of fun and a different way to approach this pose. You're going to want to make sure you avoid rounding your back. So we don't want to be like this. That's not going to help us do anything. Sit up tall. Arms reach up high, hinge forward, flat back. Use those abs, engage your core. Pull on that strap really tight. So that's a fun way to make it a little bit harder. Okay, the last one we're gonna do is that low lunge. So again, go ahead and make a little loop. It's just safer that way so it doesn't slip off when you're doing it. Put it on your back foot. So come into that low lunge, right leg forward, left foot back. You have your strap in your left hand. From here, you're gonna go ahead and find that quad stretch. So this way, you don't have to be able to have open shoulders and flexibility in your shoulders to grab your foot. You can grab that strap, still find your stretch, whichever length you need it to be at. Lots of lengths here, so play around with it. And of course, if you can, open up that shoulder. Do that too. Okay, I think I covered everything. Hopefully I gave you a lot of food for thought on how to use this sequence and make it work the best way for your body, because that is what having a home yoga practice is all about. It is about finding what works for you, doing it in a judgmental, free zone, and being able to really embrace the use of props and not feeling like you're doing less than you should be, because yoga is for everybody, but it's not a one size fits all. It needs to be adapted to your current level, your current flexibility, your current body shape, your current everything. Even like from day to day, it's going to change on whether or not you need a strap or a block in a certain pose. So please embrace it. Use the tips I have here. If you have any other questions, drop a comment below and I will do my best to answer them. Thank you for watching. And if you would like to see the visual image of the September sequence, please subscribe to my newsletter that drops on Friday and you will get a copy of that. All right, thank you for watching and we'll see you in the next video. Namaste.